It's taken me this long to work out she was the one who kidnapped me and put me down here, with the added fact that she knew so much about the cursed place. I stopped at, I'm going to assume she is the missing daughter, and that's where I am. A loud bang from above made me jerk my head up to see if anything might be falling on me. The eerie sound of metal scratching against metal, followed by the clashing sound as a bolt was unlocked. A shard of light pierced the darkness, revealing a staircase in the corner. Seeing the rotten, falling apart wooden structure being bathed in natural daylight inch by inch was incredible. The large, heavy-looking door swung open, and as the light scattered the dark back into all the corners of the room, a figure appeared in the doorway. Based on the shape of the silhouette and what I can remember of that night in the bar, it was her. Why do these kinds of people, and by that I mean crazy ones who drug and kidnap people, always do a seductive pose in silhouette? "Come on, lady, I'm chained in your basement. It's a bit late for seduction." I demanded to be unchained, only to be ignored. She just kept dancing in the light. It went on for a few renditions of the routine that she had clearly worked hard on perfecting, before the door slammed. The sudden plunge into darkness wreaked havoc with my senses, and the sounds of metal against metal as the bolt slid back into place, ear-shattering. At least I had a little more information now. This room had a staircase and metal door over in the corner to my right, not to mention the crazy lady upstairs that I also have to contend with when I get out of this basement. Not wanting to add to the list of problems, I focused on the ones immediately at hand. Getting out of these chains. Why, when I'm in a situation of duress and need to think clearly, the most random things come to my mind? Instead of remembering some method of escapology, my mind keeps throwing out scenes from a story involving vampires against medieval knights on horseback. That's not going to help me in this situation. Firstly, I am still chained up, and secondly, I don't have a suit of armor, a horse, or a sword. But the fact that I'm being kept alive down here does make me wonder if she is a cannibal. Because we all know vampires don't exist. Not in the traditional sense anyway. Finally, I managed to focus on the chains. And yes, after some careful deliberation, I worked out they were made of metal. I remembered long ago I could understand the finer workings of the inside of a lock. How the pins worked with springs to keep it shut, and with small tension you could open padlocks. Of course, this was pointless, as it appears after working my way down the chain in the dark, that there wasn't a lock. The chains had been clamped shut by a press, making my bonds a continuous link of metal. No lock to pick. My hands ran over every link in the chain looking for the weak point, the broken one that was open to bind me here. Nothing stood out, and however hard I pulled on the chain, nothing shifted. It had occurred to me that this could all be a dream, and it was metaphoric that chains had bound me to something. But the pain in my wrists, as I had tried to pull them free, reminded me that this is in fact quite real. How much time had passed I did not know. It felt like hours, but might have only been minutes. Kept in the dark like this made it hard to keep pace with time. The screeching sound returned as the bolt opened again above me. On the bright side, at least, I know this woman couldn't sneak down here without me hearing. The door flew open with a crash, like someone strong had heaved it open. The light that cascaded down like a tidal wave before this time was faint, like a trickle of its former self. I could see things moving in the shadows at the top of the stairs. As my eye readjusted to the lighting conditions, I scanned the room for more clues. On the other side from me was a press, the kind used to open and close Cheyenne links, the item I needed to escape my bonds. The crazy woman brought down a tray of food and a cup of water. What I wouldn't give for a cup of tea right now. She left it near me and scuttled away back up the stairs, slamming the door shut. On the bright side, at least, I knew I wouldn't starve to death down here if she brings me food. It was an anything gourmet. But when you're hungry, you can manage anything. The cup was plastic and flexible, so no chance of breaking it to use as a weapon. If I was given even 2 meals a day, I would be able to use this to gauge time in the desolate darkness. Small glimmers of hope were all I had to cling to at this point.